If they do that, they're going to be very, 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 very tough to beat.
Wilson! Oh! And we are tied!
Let's go! Call them by Slamma Jamma.
And I don't ever let them forget where we come from.
Getting those phones out before me acting ignorant.
Zion Kris got his way through, and he may go! Kris is in! Houston leads out of nowhere!
Seventh heaven for Houston. The Cougars advance to their seventh Final Four.
Go Cougs! Let's go! It's so good! The dream remains alive for the Houston Cougars!
Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Let's Rage Coogs. I am KG Kris Gardner, and with me right now is Dunlap. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing great. Beautiful Saturday. Family's good. Cougs win. It's a beautiful time to be alive.
Agreed. And Andy Yanez will join us momentarily. He's having some technical issues. Fluff McKiver is coaching his team during a game, so he'll join us as soon as he can as well. But we are going to talk, Darren and I are going to talk about that BTA the Cougs did to Baylor. Final score 77-55. Cougs on Peacock. What are your thoughts on what you saw today, man?
Said you cut out that last part before you said Saturday.
What are your thoughts on what you saw today?
Man, slow start, but the shots that we're getting were all good shots. So I wasn't never really worried. But when Kingston got out with those two fouls, I think Milo had a good game today, despite his shooting. I know he only finished with 6 points, 1 of 10 from the field, but his playmaking, like the offense, didn't really slow up. We still got really good shots. He was able to get in our offense, and so from that aspect, early in the game, I felt really good about it. And then I think Emmanuel is really, really stepped up in the sense of not only being a leader, because I was just watching some mannerism when he's calling plays and how attentive, how his teammates are when he speaks. Just from watching it live video game, I mean on the screen, I think this team upside has no ceiling. I think they can be as good as they want to be, and they can beat you in a plethora of ways. I mean, Kingston has been so good, and he's earned all the attention that he's getting. But although he finished with 10-7, but it wasn't like a dominant Kingston performance like we've been seeing, and we still was able to be BTA to a Baylor team on their home court.
Agreed. And I'm going to answer this question because I'm sure some folks, and it's a legit question because based on what you've seen, why would you, think otherwise? Why do they let Chase shoot so much? From what he's seen, he can't hit open threes. He makes them in practice, people. I'm telling you, he shoots so much better in practice. He's just not translating that into the games. So that is an issue that hopefully he will correct soon enough. But that's why, coaches said Chase is one of the best three-point shooters on the team. He just hadn't shown in the game.
He said that, and he said Chase is one of the best shooters that he's had at UH. Now, that's big words from Coach Sims.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just bigging up Chase to build his confidence, but he didn't say that to Chase. Well, I'm sure he has, but he said that to the media. And we've seen the likes of Armani Brooks, Corey Davis, Quentin Grimes. We've seen some Marcus Sasser. We've seen some high-profile sniper-type shooters. And so with giving that praise from Coach Simpson and getting the shots that he's taking, you got to shoot the open shots, especially when you got the capabilities like you're saying he's making them at practice. It's only a matter of time before they start dropping in the game. We've seen games where he's knocked down 2 or 3 in the game, and so I like the looks. It's just about keeping confidence high, not hesitating, and just letting it fly.
And as you said, he's getting good looks. So he's not forcing them. He's not taking, what the hell kind of shot was that, Chase? He's just not knocking them down right now. And Houston still won by 22 points. Offensively, shooting numbers wise, they did not shoot the ball well. But they crashed the glass, 23 offensive rebounds. And Dan, I thought this. One of my friends texted me the same thing. I'm curious your thoughts. Did it look like the Cougs took Baylor's will to win during that game?
They did, especially after Baylor gotten out to such a hot start, and then we went on. Was it a 23? I don't even remember.
23-3, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, 23-3 run. It's like I feel like we sucked. Just like you said, took the life out of them to win that game, and so um, they lost all confidence, and it was like they were just out there knowing that they were going to lose. And so, yeah, to answer that question, I think so for sure.
And Dan Skillings, he played at Cincinnati I think in the American against the Cougs. I don't know the stat. Okay, so I might be wrong.
I think it was, well, I know it was Big 12 for sure. Last year was it
But
Cincinnati?
it seemed like he's been around forever.
Okay, I mean, I just did it. He's been around. I definitely remember him from the last 2 years. So
But I'm
for
just
sure.
I'm thinking, I'm not sure he's beating the Cougs. That's all I was going with. However far it's been, I don't think he's beating the
That could
Cougs.
be good. Yeah.
But Baylor's team is brand new, and Skillings is the only guy who's faced the Cougs. So there's so many new faces for Baylor. Overall, they look like a team that had never faced the Cougs defense before.
Right, and it's hard to prepare
Right.
for. I mean, you can watch it on film, but when you get with the level of intensity that they play with and attention to detail that they play with on rotations, on closeouts, on the point of attack on the ball, and just how they have two men on the ball on a lot of times, it's hard to prepare for. But it was also you talked about the rebound, but I was looking at and watching the game. I'm like, man, they shot 31 free throws and we only shot 13. We went 8 of 13, and it reminds me of recent years when how refs call against us. Like they call a lot of fouls, so
Mhm.
we got to stop fouling. We can't blame the refs.
Right.
We got to adjust to the refs because just looking to other games, that can hurt us to when we play against better teams.
Agreed. And if it weren't so many fouls, Baylor wouldn't have scored 50. I mean, they struggled,
Oh,
but the Cougs put them on the line. And this is strange to say this because of the fouls. Houston was so physical, but there were at times the defense seemed much better. The rotations were much sharper. It wasn't too many miscommunications in the rotations. And after Baylor started off 4 for 5 from three, they missed the next 7 threes, and their mindset, they were gone. They were like,
mhm.
okay, what do we do now? I mean, so it was good. 5 Cougs scored in double figures. Isaiah Harwell, he jacked him up. He let him fly today, man. I mean, he what was he 4 for 12 from three, something like that. Yeah, 4 for 12 from three. I mean, that's not a great percentage, but you can't say he lacked confidence. That's for sure. He let him fly
Yeah.
too.
And it seems as if he's being told to let it fly, and they wouldn't be telling him unless he wouldn't be making them in practice as well. And watching that, I'm thinking his confidence. I'm seeing him be a little bit more assertive and not hesitate. It was times in where I want to see how he plays in the pick and roll because
Mhm.
he Mickey D's, he McDonald's All American. I'm expecting him to be more than just a catch and shoot. I have the expectation of him to be a two guard with ability to get it off the dribble. And I want to see that more. I don't want to say he settled for threes because a lot of his threes were open looks. Most of them were open
Yeah.
looks that he was just able to catch and shoot. I think it's good for him to get them up because there's going to come a time to where we need him to make those shots. And I'm not even going to talk about other players who maybe could make those shots because I think the rotation is set to what it is right now, and he's going to be on the floor and he's going to be needed to make those shots at some point. And so to see his confidence to be out there, but defensively, his length, his activity on rebounds, he's very active on getting tip outs as well. I mean, outside of offensively, I know he had 3 rebounds, but sometimes he's in a place to be active and forces a tough rebound for a defense. And so he's very active defensively. His length, the way he defends like the rest of the guards is very, very impressive as well. I think offensively he's coming around.
Cougs outscored Baylor 31-4 in points off turnovers. It's a
College,
long
yeah,
time since I've
I
seen
want
that.
to see college go to 4 quarters.
Oh no, most definitely men's basketball for
I
sure.
would
Yeah,
definitely got to go to four
for
quarters
sure.
because I think that third quarter, Baylor probably wouldn't have scored only probably just from the free throw line if it was 3 quarters. It's so hard to say because it's condensed to halves.
Yeah,
But man, that was just a random thought. Random thought.
Andy, are you ready? All right, joining us. Oh, wrong one. I'll fix it. 1 second. Let's see. That's the right one. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, Mr. Big Texco, you're right. What's what I was looking at from Hartwell. That confidence, no hesitation to let it fly. He's catching, let it fly. I want to see him attack a little bit more. I'm not going to say he settled because those threes was threes that he shouldn't have taken. As we welcome in the great mobster himself.
That's right.
Yes,
Mobster,
sir.
Andy
High praise
Yanez.
from Kelvin Sampson. Apologies, fellas, for joining late. I had a different computer, and for whatever reason, this computer always has issues whenever we're going to do stream on EV Mux. So just abandoned it. Had to join from the phone, but glad to be on here and talk. Really, a BTA by Houston on Baylor. My damn! Look at how far the program for Baylor has gone from 5 years ago now. But it was good to see just Houston dominating. Like you said, Chris, all fair. Before we went live on the show, it's been a minute since Houston had one of these dominating performance against a top program, and they went out there, they executed, they did everything you wanted them to do. And I'm sure you guys have touched on this, but even early on, Baylor started off kind of hot. They were kudos to them because they were hitting some shots that some of them you just live with, right? You tip your cap to them. And there was a couple 3-pointers that they hit where Emmanuel Sharp was right there, and he
Yep.
just shot over him. He hit it, and then kind of the law of averages. They went back to being about ice cold as they had been leading up to this game. And to end the first half, Houston was kind of cold too. They really hadn't fully capitalized. But going back to their defense, they didn't really let Baylor capitalize from Houston going ice cold to end the first half. What they ended 0 for 10 from the field and weren't really able to convert on free throws they were getting as well. And then in the second half, it was wraps, man, because you knew that Houston was not going to stay as cold as they had been to end the first half. And they went out there and they poured it on the Bears in that second half. Great performance from everyone. And again, I'm sure y'all touched on, but great to see Isaiah Harwell be an impact offensively for Houston. You can see how his confidence kept getting bigger and bigger the more he saw his shot go in, and he was just a really impactful player in this game against Baylor.
And I'll post that right here, this comment, because defense seemed to be better, more on a string today. Harwell looked more confident, but the improvement month to month, this is another example of it. It's now January. Cougs improved to 3-0. But Isaiah, it's ironic. It could be the collision that he suffered in the game against Tech. He got cleared, by the medical staff, and he's still in pain with his mouth. But somewhere between there and today, as Deion said, it looks like the coaches told him, Isaiah, let them shots fly, man. Let them go. Because he took 12 threes today, man. And I didn't have a problem with any of them. I mean, they were good shots to take. And again, Houston won this game by 22 points and did not shoot a high percentage. But they
No.
crashed the boards, man, offensively. Who was one of our loyal viewers who, and I'm not saying this as a negative, but always noticed the Cougs rebounding was not great. Well, it was great today, man. So, and I'll post this because I saw this and I know what he was talking about. I texted Andy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Boom boom D was it boom boom D boom boom die. After Baylor scored 2 straight times after missed free throws, during both those times, Chase gave up, got pushed around, didn't hold his ground, and his man scored on the putbacks. So coach called timeout. Don't know what Chase said, okay? But he said something. Kelvin heard it. And Kelvin went off and reminded Chase who's in charge of the program. And as Kellen's holding him back, Kelvin is still yelling. And it like clicked for Chase. And he finally said, "Yeah, you're right, coach." Because if it was a huge thing, Chase would not have come back in the game. But coach put him back in the game after that. So, Chase he lost where he was there for a moment. And Kelvin reminded him who he was and who's in charge. So, but yeah, that's what that was.
Kris, to also go back to the point that you said earlier about how they crashed the glass in this game and dominated Baylor in that aspect. I mean, it shows in the field goals. Like you said, Houston didn't shoot well or that well at all. Only 39% from the field, 28% on threes. They shot 74 times in this game compared to Baylor, who only had 41 shots. Do the math real quick. That's what they had 33 more shots than Baylor.
Yeah,
which is absurd. Crazy. How are you going to shoot 33 more times than another team? In the Big 12, man. This is a Big 12 conference game.
And Andy, I'll ask you, Down agrees, did you think that the Bears quit in this game?
I think at the end right there, Houston definitely broke their spirit because it looked like down the stretch, especially after they, like, under the 10-minute mark where, I mean, Houston was just doing whatever they wanted to execute. Which was very interesting to see because, again, compared to where this program was just 5 years ago, national champions, and they don't look like that now, 5 years later.
They don't. The program is, they had completely new roster this year. And so this is all these guys except Dan Skillings, first time facing Houston's defense and Houston's physicality, and it showed. So this is a completely different team. And, you have so many one and dones, it catches up to you if you can't replace them all. And Tunde Yesufu is a good player. Hell, he's an NBA prospect. He's been player of the week. And the Cougs took him out of the game. And a lot of times Houston does that to the other team's best player and makes other players on that team step up to win, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, the defense has been on one accord probably since last game. I think they had a back-to-back impressive defensive outings, and I think this was our best rebound. Well, last game was a really good rebounding I would probably with both bigs. I think this was a really good rebounding as a team. And Chase, man, me and Kris was kind of talking about this before we started. Not Chase, but Kris. I think Kris got to get more touches, man. Kris got to get more touches, in my opinion. I mean, I trust what Goat Sampson is doing. Of course, he knows the game more than I. But Kris, 4 or 5 from the field, 11 points only on 5 shots. I think if he gets more touches, more assertive effort to get him the ball, I think he can be that big presence that we need for this team.
And real quick, I want to answer Mr. Big Texco's question. Kingston finished with 12 points. So 5 Cougs scoring double figures. Kingston was
10 points, Kris. He had 10.
10 points.
Yeah,
10 points. 5 for 12 from the floor. Yeah, 10 points.
7 assists again. Only 1 turnover.
And
yeah,
after
both guards played well. So it's initiating the offense in the half court. I think Kingston and Milos. Milos didn't shoot well, but his ability to create, get downhill, he created a lot of open shots. He had 5 assists and 1 turnover. So despite the shooting, I mean, that don't define as having a good game. Because, many people now look at the box score like, oh, he had a bad game. Watching that game, outside of the missed shots, Milos had a good game.
And you don't get assists if the person you pass to misses the shot. Because a lot of guys had open looks. They missed them. But
what did you guys think of early on in the first 3-4 possessions of the game? Houston going down to JoJo Tugler, and for that first play of the game, he looked real good. He took 1 dribble, 2 dribble, did a little hook, scored. I was like, whoa, okay, JoJo. But going back to y'all's points about rebound, I think that's been a big difference. JoJo Tugler back-to-back games with a double-double tonight, 12 points, 11 rebounds as well. Back-to-back games with 11 rebounds.
I think he's healthier. after his own dental surgery, and then the ankle as well, the foot in the off season. So he's finally getting healthier and his conditioning is better. But it looks like JoJo is a much, 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 much better version of Breon Brady. First play of the game, going down low JoJo. That seems to be the play. He's
I think we lost Kris for a second.
uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
there
there
you
you
go,
go.
Kris. You're back. You cut off for a second.
But JoJo seems much more comfortable on the left block than the right block.
To me, I think that's fool's gold. Whether he makes a shot or not, that's not something that's sustainable, in my opinion. That's not something that you're gonna go to in crunch time. That's not something that's sustainable. Maybe you're trying to build this confidence. Maybe you try to. They're not having on the scouting report. Oh, you got to defend JoJo on the block. I mean, to me, that's why I just going back to my point with Kris. That's why I got to disagree with Coach Sampson on that point. Kris is a much better offensive player. He showed in the game against, was that Tennessee? Mid
Yeah.
post area. That's where they operate. Where he can face up, he can turn either shoulder, fade. He can get. There's many things that he can do. He's not getting those opportunities. For what reason? I have no idea. I just say I just in my opinion, watching, I disagree with Coach Sampson only in that philosophy, throwing it down to JoJo. He's not a low post player. He is not a low post scorer, I should say, or even a proficient low post scorer. It's good he makes the shot. He's definitely developing, getting better. No question. He's doing that. But I mean, it's not something that's sustainable. That's not something that you can hang your hat on. We're gonna throw it down low to JoJo. It's not. So why not build that with Kris, who is a much better low post scorer, mid post. With his mid post, low post, that's all low post to me when I'm watching the game. And so I don't understand that. I mean, I trust Go Sampson, no question, but only in that I disagree with that philosophy of going down to JoJo. Maybe get him a touch or two, especially if he got a mismatch. He's shown that he can do it. Or even a touch or two. I'm not mad at it because he even finished over the defensive player of the year, topping. Which probably was surprised that he actually went up and shot it, but he got it back that second time. He got it swatted. And so, with JoJo, he's getting better. Credit to JoJo, man. He's getting better for sure.
Oh, real quick, I just saw Wisconsin beat Michigan.
Oh, that's a big loss for Michigan.
But JoJo's better with the left hand on one block than the other. Because he put the ball on the floor, it was stolen from him.
Hmm.
So I lean more with
JoJo, he
him.
don't got no counters. He don't got no counter move.
Yeah.
It's either he gonna go to either hand, dribble, get to it. He ain't got no counter. It ain't no up and under. It ain't no drop step, fade. It ain't much to it. It's elementary low post.
And if he does the open under, he's off balance. He's all awkward and clumsy.
Mr. Big Tex Code.
That's a
Kris
good
is
comment.
that's what I'm talking about. Kris is he can't face you up, but that's still a low post. It's not, we ain't got Shaq. We ain't got no Shaq. You've watched the NBA. It ain't many Shaqs backing you down, backing you down. It's not the basketball anymore in this time. It's that I can back you down and get a hook shot over you. I can back you down, jump stop and fade. That's all low post scoring. It ain't like it is when you start talking about a king, those type of scoring. Kris can do that. Maybe go to YouTube, watch the highlights from the Tennessee game. Maybe you need to remind yourself, Big
Well,
Texas,
Auburn
because
game. The
he
Auburn
can.
game
Auburn,
was
Auburn
really
game.
good too.
Auburn game is what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about, Andy. It's the Auburn game. It's the Auburn game.
I will
But
say that they did pick and pop with I don't know if they had a couple with Chris and Nack, but then there was one where they ran with Chase McCarty, got him a wide open three, he just didn't hit. But uh, pick and Fox has been effective at creating an open shot multiple times, at least tonight or today against Baylor.
I think pick and pop is going to be more of a choice that they use the rest of the season because of what Deion is saying regarding legit low post threats, lack thereof. Heck, I like the move. Kris had a pump fake on a three, one dribble, and a pull up. See more of that too.
Kris is a better low post scorer than J1 Roberts. Imagine that, and think of how much we went to J1. J1 only got one move. getting to that left. Now he was strong and he was older, but still, you line him up. Kris is a better scorer. Whether he can face you up because he got the height and the length to be able to score in a plethora of ways. He got counter moves, and so I mean, I just me and my knowledge of basketball, I would do that. But Go Sampson know the guys, and I ride with Go Sampson to the wheels fall off. But I just disagree in that sense of well, I ain't gonna say I disagree. I would prefer to get Kris more touches.
That's part of what makes this show great, man. Yeah, that's fine.
Let's pause for a second, Kris, to take this time to thank first everybody that's taking time out of this Saturday afternoon to join us on this edition of Let's Rage Coogs. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button on whatever platform you're watching, either on YouTube via the Pod Slamma Jamma YouTube channel, the Houston Round Ball Review YouTube channel. Make sure you give us a like, tell a friend about the show. If you're watching us on X, hit the repost button. Twitch. We've been on Twitch for the past, really since the new year started, going back to that Middle Tennessee game. I think that was the first time that we were live on Twitch. So we're out in multiple platforms. So make sure that you recommend, tell a friend, and support Let's Rage Coogs in that way. And we would like to give a special thanks to Steve Saxenian for being a primary sponsor of this edition of Let's Rage Coogs, as he has been all season long. And of course, we also like to say thank you to Star Pizza for being today's secondary sponsor with multiple locations throughout the Houston area. Star Pizza is your go-to spot before or after the game for some delicious pizza, appetizers, salads, and on Tuesdays and Fridays, they're all-you-can-eat pizza buffet during lunchtime. So be sure to stop by and tell them that you heard about them on Let's Rage Coogs.
I do agree with Mr. Beck's comment. J1 is a better passer, no question. I do definitely agree with that. He was an exceptional passer.
Yeah, Crabtree brings up, he was there. Curious, how many folks were there at the game? How many folks were inside Foster Pavilion for the beatdown the Cougs put on the Baylor Bears?
Well, you definitely heard them at the end of the game. That was awesome to hear too through the television. They started "Whose House Cougs House" chants in Waco.
Keenan, I touched on what you brought up right there about Chase and the timeout and Kellen holding Coach Sampson back. Like I said, Chase must have lost where he was for a second. Coach reminded him real quick.
Yeah, Crabtree's comment. Houston has now won 16 road games in a row.
Big 12. Winning on the road in the Big 12. 16 in a row on the road in the Big 12. That's ridiculous, man. As good as the Big 12 is. Heck, even we've watched the Cougs all this time. To hear Fanta say the Cougs are 36-4 in the last 40 in their Big 12 games. 36-4. Wow.
Well, they're top 5 in wins in the Big 12. They showed that graphic going back to the 21-22 season, and they only joined in 2023. So they've done a lot of winning in their time in the Big 12.
And being ranked in the top 25, what is it, 26 weeks more than second place team?
Well, Houston's been ranked in the top 25 going back to 2019.
This is amazing. One more win to get. That's it. One more win to get. Finish with those 6 straight wins. Oh,
Yeah, Crabtree says there was a lot of Houston fans, especially it became much more obvious once the Baylor fans left midway through the second half.
the Cougs stole Baylor's will. Stole it. Took it from them. Just took it from them. Great win on the road, man. It's a great to win on the road because, and it was quiet in the building too, until the Coug fans started chanting. So when it's quiet on inside the other team's building, you know something right.
Which was definitely awesome to see compared to how it was in that first 6 minutes of the game when they were hitting those threes. It was loud, it was getting rowdy, and then second half it's dead.
This is interesting. Cougs picked up a linebacker from Ole Miss. I wonder if he has Houston ties.
I was just reading that too, and right before you put up the starting linebacker from Ole Miss committed to Houston.
You said the starting linebacker?
Well, it said that.
Wow.
It said that he was starting. It's, I don't know specific, but it said that
Oh no, hey,
What's
still.
his name? Do you know his name, Dan?
Hold on, let me get right back. Let me see if I can find it again. His name is Tyson Turner. I don't know.
Mr.
That's
Big
not. No,
Texel
that's
says
not. No, no,
Yaden
no. That's not
Yates.
it. Yeah.
It would be a big get for Houston. Willie Fritz, they've been active in the transfer portal.
How about that? That's a positive.
You could say the
Yeah.
ship has not sailed on recruiting for the Willie Fritz football team.
No doubt. We're never gonna forget that line.
Yeah. What a time! It's a good time to be a cool man. It's a great time to be a cool, for real, man.
You
Great
know,
time to be a cool.
on the topic of Chase McCarty, one of the things he did really well today, 6 rebounds while he was there. He didn't score a basket, went 0 for 5 on threes, but he went out there and he crashed the boards
I'm
in
I'm
14
reading.
He's very
minutes.
active. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very active on the glass defensively, whether it's grabbing the boards or getting the tip outs. He's very active. I love his activity. Like Coach Sampson, the non-negotiables are energy and effort, and he brings that on a night-to-night basis. It's just only a matter of time before them shots start falling, and then he get probably a little bit more extended minutes because that brings a different dimension to giving the guards, Milos and Kingston, more space on the floor when you got those four guards and one big on the floor. And even if you go five with Kris, now you got even more spacing because everybody on the floor can stretch the floor.
Well, if the Ole Miss fans say he was not a starter, but it looks like he was from Marshall. So that's the tie. He didn't start at Ole Miss since October. Hey, he's coming home. That's fine. We're good with that. But Chase McCarty rebounded well. And like I said, he lost his head for a moment. But Coach Sampson put him back in the game after that discussion, which he won. No question. So that's probably, Chase, I'm coach, you're player. I'll forget about it. Go back in the game. And he did.
And that happens all the time. I think we surprised because we don't really see it during the game from Coach Sampson. But that's typical
Oh
in
yeah, of course.
basketball.
The
Yeah,
camera caught it. That's all.
right.
Yeah,
That's what that was. The camera caught it.
probably
Yeah.
does it multiple times during practice.
Trying to find out because now one thing says Jaden Yates was from Ohio. It's like two Jaden Yateses. I don't know which one is which.
Welcome to the cool family.
That's it. He's a
Come
Cougar
make some
now. So
plays. Come
he's a
make
Cougar
some
now.
plays, and we happy to have you.
So yeah, welcome to the Coug family. Coug Nation welcomes you with open arms and join this ride. West Virginia is next. Isn't that right? On was that Tuesday? West Virginia that beat Kansas.
Let me they defeated Kansas. That's what I was about to check. I was about to check the Big
Yes,
12
sir.
scoreboard.
They sure did. Won by 8 or 9 points.
Kansas skated at home against TCU. They were supposed to lose that game.
Yep. Won by 11 points. Excuse me. Won by 11 over Kansas. 86-75.
And you are right, Chris. The next game for Houston Tuesday at home versus West Virginia. That's going to be a 7:30 p.m. tip-off from the Fertitta Center on FS1.
So that result will be all Coach Sampson needs. They beat Kansas, y'all. That's it. They beat Kansas, so don't look past them. None of that. Let's lock in, focus on this team, and do what we have to do to win this game. Heck, that win over Kansas might have been the worst thing for the Mountaineers. Cougs might say, "Oh, we ain't Kansas." So, yeah, we're better than Kansas.
You're right. Final score: West Virginia 86, Kansas 75. Look at this. West Virginia outscored Kansas 47-32 in the second half. And then Iowa, this is a big game too. Iowa State and Oklahoma State just tipped off. What are you going to
How
say,
many
Chris?
minutes for Darren Peterson?
Let me pull up their stats real quick.
He's a talented player.
31 minutes. He played 31 minutes.
Mm.
He had 23 points, 6 of 17 from the field, 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a turnover. But only 31 minutes.
But they still lost. So even with him playing a lot, they still lost today.
You know,
With Kansas,
I watched. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I was just going to add a quick point. There's the 3 Kansas games that I watched. They don't seem to have that toughness that they normally have. And for years, it seems like for a long time. What was the point guard that they had for a long time?
The left-hander, yeah, the one who
No,
wouldn't shoot, yeah, right-hander, one who didn't shoot,
yeah,
wouldn't shoot.
right-hander. Yeah, for a long time they had him, so it's tough to replace him. But they're Kansas. You're supposed to be reeling them in and reeling them out, especially guards with their history. But just watching them, just my quick point was they don't seem to have that toughness that they normally have.
All right, let's we are going to be objective regarding this question. Are there really 6 teams better than Houston? Because they're 7th in the poll, in the AP poll, coaches poll, whatever.
Let's see. Let me see who those 7 are. So Arizona, number 1. Michigan, who, like you just said, Chris, lost. Iowa State at 3. UConn at 4. Purdue at 5. Duke at 6. And then obviously Houston's at 7.
They're better than Duke.
If you're going by common opponent, Texas Tech beat Duke and Houston beat Texas Tech. And honestly, granted, they're different teams, and I think they're better than Purdue too. Like, I would take Houston over Purdue any day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Purdue.
Until they play them, I'm okay with saying Arizona and Iowa State are better than Houston. I mean, Coach said that once during one of his Zoom calls, that they're clearly right now the best team in the Big 12, the best 2 teams in the Big 12. So I'd say that I think the Cougs and UConn are like even, but I'll say Arizona and Iowa State are right now 1 and 1A, and you can say Houston and UConn 2A and 2B. And that's it.
Yeah, they brought it up on the broadcast too, but it's a shame that Houston's only playing Iowa State and Arizona once.
Yep.
And it's not till the middle of February, end of February.
Back to back.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. Monday night game at Iowa State, and then Saturday afternoon in Arizona. One last point I did want to bring up about Kansas, and I mean, it was just very briefly from the clips I saw from today when they were playing West Virginia, but defensively, they didn't seem good defensively at all. Like, it seemed like West Virginia was carving them up. And it showed in the second half. They put up 47 points on
it. You know, it's Kansas and Baylor, kind of what you're saying, and Dayon touched on it too. They aren't the same. You know, they are not the Kansas tough teams, elite talent coming in multiple spots. Baylor has been the same for a while. Houston and the new blood really is starting to take over the Big 12.
Starting. Come on, Chris.
Arizona as well.
Come on, Chris.
Arizona too. I'm putting them in the mix. We run the Big 12. We know that.
Okay. Oh no. Okay, I missed it. I see what you're saying. I was just messing with you because yeah.
But looking at they gave up 87 points to North Carolina, 78 to Duke, 81 to UCF, even though they won, they gave up 100 points to TCU, and I mean, shoot,
which they should have lost. TCU down the stretch gave that game away. But
and
that's
then
not
they
Kansas'
gave up
fault, though.
86 tonight to West Virginia, today to West Virginia. And they've given up 70 plus a few times too.
But, they haven't been the same the last 2 or 3 years. And which team?
Ooh, and they play Iowa State on Tuesday. So
where's that game going
life
to
in
be
the Big 12. It'll be at Allen Fieldhouse. It's a home game for the Jayhawks.
Which might not matter, because last few games, Big 12 teams have gone in there and won.
And I know Bill Self is a great Hall of Fame coach, but he's not off the hook either.
No,
You
sir,
ain't
you're
off
correct.
the hook either. I mean, you that well renowned for a reason, and we ain't had no fall off. So I mean, he ain't off the hook either. We ain't had no like. You got to bring them in and develop them. It's not all about bringing in the top talent year in and year out. Sometimes you might have to get something that you develop that built that culture around that's there for 1 or 2 years, or 3 or 4 years, like he had at his point guard, whose name skips me. But he ain't off the hook either.
He's got to figure it out, and he's done a poor job of doing that.
Yeah, Crabtree says he thinks Arizona, Iowa State, Michigan, maybe UConn are slightly better. He says BYU is solid too. He says, unlike last year, there's 10 and 11 really strong
That's
years.
it.
The point guard for Kansas?
Yep. Who was there forever. Yep. Michigan's style of play is different for a lot of people, but they're not better than Houston. They're tall, all that kind of stuff. They're not better than Houston.
What do you think about Crabtree's comments? He worries about the UH offense. Last 5 national champions were all top 6 in offensive efficiency. I mean, we saw tonight today at the end of the first half, Houston's offensive struggles.
That's a nice stat, but they were a possession away from winning the national championship last year.
Were they top 6 in offensive efficiency last year?
Florida was. Houston wasn't. But Houston led that game, most of that game, and to Crabtree's point, the offense, then the Cougs stopped being the Cougs. I mean, they started doing stuff that we didn't see the whole season down the stretch. Stepping out of bounds and just, what is this you're doing kind of things.
Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. Like you just said, that's a good stat. But this is one of the better offensive teams that we've had. And you put us on the floor with anybody. I think offensively, we can beat you a plethora of ways. We've yet to have a game where, oh, yeah, we have. But I think we can beat you a plethora of ways. That's why I'm so adamant at getting Chris more touches, because I think that unlocks another element of our offense.
And Houston's best, scoring production this year so far was against Arkansas when they carved up Arkansas. The defense was good for a stretch there, and they just took the game away. Today, the defense is getting better, which, this week defensively, they're getting closer to Cougar defense. And let's see them be consistent with that. But they have more offensive potential on this team. Kingston Fleming is number 1, because he can score in different ways.
Which is something they didn't have last year.
Right.
Like, especially like thinking, not the obvious, you're never going to be able to compare because there's 2 different teams. But, if Houston finds themselves in a similar situation, I think Kingston Flemings can go get a basket. Whereas down the stretch, last 2 minutes when Houston was trying to hang on against Florida, they didn't have anyone that could go get, needs a basket, got to have it. And they couldn't. No one was able to get one for them against Florida.
Kingston will do that 1-4 spread out and just beat his man off the dribble. Team didn't have that last year, but still got to the championship game. I mean, different ways to win.
Yeah.
Different players, different styles. Milos did not shoot the ball well, but he had 5 assists and only 1 turnover. The Cougs had 5
6 points.
turnovers.
Milo's UZN stats to answer Mr. Big Texco's comment: 6 points, 1 for 10 shooting, 0 for 5 on 3. Was 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Had 4 rebounds to go along with those 5 assists, Kris, and only 1 turnover, like you said.
I think
And Duke,
Milo's played well. I think he
yeah,
played really well today.
He didn't
talking
make
about the
shots.
top. Sorry, real quick, just talking about the top 7. Duke defeats SMU, who's missing one of their key players, their best player, due to illness today.
But Duke, ACC must be better than people think,
Oh yeah,
because three of
SMU solid.
their 4 games so far, they've had single-digit wins. That means you can find ways to win. But last year's Duke team just ran through everybody in the conference, just rolled on through them. But same thing with them: different players, different team. They're finding ways. You much rather find a way to win than find a way to lose. And we're talking, there are probably 6 or 7. You can maybe stretch it to 10 teams with a good chance to win the championship this year. Cougs one of those, and I think they are 4 or 5. You can quibble over where Michigan is, UConn. That's fine. Cougs better than Duke, better than Purdue. But all this talk we're doing, it's still just a one and done. It's not a series. So all any of those teams have to do is be hot just enough to win that one game in advance. That's all they got to do. And we want the Cougs to do that and win 6 times. That's what we want. Let's enjoy this ride. And speaking of enjoying the ride, Andy, put that email on the screen, man.
I can't. You're gonna have to do it for me. I'm
Oh,
a
okay.
guest
That's
right
right.
now.
That's right. I forgot you on your phone. Well, you can say it then. You say it.
Yes, sir. Great point to
I was doing it at
talking
the
about
same time.
getting hot at the right time. Let's Rage Coogs is trying to get hot at the right time as we build up towards March. If you are interested in being a sponsor on the show, reach out on the email that you see on the screen, nutsragecoogs@gmail.com. We're talking about an update about hopefully potentially going on the road to Texas Tech. Found that email for the Texas Tech SID, reached out to them, so we'll keep you guys posted on that, see if we are able to indeed go on the road to Lubbock. But if any help, we've had the graphic that showed our coverage for the Houston LSU bowl game. Even shoot our coverage for sorry, that's background noise, some dogs on the other room, but our coverage even to our show that we had between Houston and Texas Tech. We did pretty good numbers on that edition of Let's Rage Coogs. And Kris, you were there at the Fertitta Center. You got the post coverage clip from Calvin Sampson. So listen, we have the resources. We can provide a lot of the coverage. We just need help. And if you are interested in doing so, do so by reaching out via that email, letsragecoogs@gmail.com. And on that note, big thank you to our 2 sponsors on this edition, beginning with Steve Saxenian, the primary sponsor of Let's Rage Coogs, not only for this episode, but all season long. Let's Rage Coogs, the original Houston postgame show after each and every single men's basketball and football game. And a big thank you to Mike and Jennifer Pittman with Star Pizza. 3 locations throughout the Houston area. Star Pizza is your go-to stop. Check them out online at starpizza.net and on social media. Star Pizza Houston, Texas on Instagram. Star Pizza HOU on X. And tell them that you heard about them on Let's Rage Coogs.
Or DM us if you want, or you can direct message us on any social media account. We'll get right back to you.
Agreed. And I'm glad you said that, brother, because with the platform we're using now, the streaming platform, we are on, what is this, 6 different destinations right now. So we can reach thousands of different people, different ways on these different platforms. And we are still learning. We continue to learn how to use this platform and add to it and learn from it and tweak it and share reels and clips of the show and all those great things. And I think at some point, for a company that wants to, let's get a sponsor of our ticker. I think that's an easy way, and you can do that, or our comment section. Both of those. Get a sponsor of the ticker and a sponsor for the comment section here on Let's Rage Coogs. Cougs are what now? What is it? 15-1? I get track.
Yep, they're 15-1, 3-0 in conference play.
And we're looking forward to Tuesday's game, home game against West Virginia. And West Virginia beat Kansas. So that's not a team to take for granted. But we'll have another Let's Rage Coogs post-game show Tuesday after that game. So join us for that as well.
Talking about not taking teams for granted, Oklahoma State is going. They're battling with Iowa State early. They're almost halfway through the first half, and they're up 14-11.
I love the Big 12, man. I love Big 12 basketball.
Chris, Dayon, any final thoughts on this game? Once again, the final score: Houston comes away with the 77-55 win over Baylor. Manuel Sharp led the way in scoring for Houston with 17 points, had 5 rebounds. Just overall, what is your final thoughts on this game?
Houston won this game by 22, even though Baylor shot 31 free throws. Houston only shot 13. Houston did not shoot the ball well, but still won by 20-plus points. Had 5 guys in double figures, and one of them was not Miles Houston. I think that's a plus going forward. So I'm going to wrap it up for me. Subscribe to the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. Follow me on all the platforms at Houston Roundball Review. And since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective.
Yeah, I mean, my last thing to wrap it up, I think this was a really a culture win. We just tougher. The way we dominated the glass, the way we defended, and really kind of took their will from them after we took that initial punch, the at-home punch. That's how it is when you're at home. And I got a little visitor right here trying to peek in. And so I think that's what it was, and I'm looking forward. I mean, great back-to-back defensive performances, and I'm looking forward to this next game. I think we're gonna be ready for West Virginia. I think that's even good for us. Not that we sleep on any opponent, but with them coming off a win against Kansas, we really not that we wouldn't have been, but we'll really be ready for them. And so, looking forward to not only joining you guys after each win and covering the Cougars for the rest of the season and beyond. Again, if you guys want to partner with us, I mean, we're on how many platforms? 6 platforms right now.
Yes, sir.
And we're reaching thousands of people. We continue to grow each day and each game. Reach out to us via emails you see on the screen, letsraisecoogs@gmail.com, or direct messages on social media, and we get right back to you. We can provide analytics or anything that you would like. We got a plethora of ways that we can promote with you and partner with us. So as always, go Cougs. Say go Cougs, son. Go Cougs.